You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome, as always, to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and the Pace Radio or paceradio.ca. Good evening, Tamara. How you doing?
Not too bad today, I guess. How are you doing?
Better. Yeah.
Legs feel better? Everything's good?
Yeah, I had a bit of an episode Sunday night, Monday morning type thing. You know, we're patients, right? So we all have our conditions, and we have to live through them. So
I'm waiting on an X-ray because apparently now the X-rays have to be requisitioned, and they have to call you or whatever before I can just go anytime they'd have the requisition. So I'm waiting on a call because my right hip has been doing me shit for months, and I just kind of chalked it up to the RA, right?
Yeah.
It's waking me up, and it's waking me up. So I had a doctor's appointment this week, and I said to my doctor, like, I don't know, but it's waking me up. And I said, it's just killing me. She goes, that's not your RA. She goes, you're not in a flare. She goes, if it was a flare, you know how that goes. This is not the same.
Yeah.
Right? Goes, it's not. But I fell when I worked at McCain's on my hip, like when I worked at McCain's Foods back in, what year was that? I don't know, 2006, 2007 kind of thing. And I was on compensation for a while, but I fell pretty hard, right? I had to go to physio and all that kind of jazz. But because of that hip, I've had to take my pain meds for my RA because I couldn't work. I couldn't walk. So unfortunately, I had to take that for the last couple of days because if not, I wouldn't be walking because it hurts. Like it hurts. So I don't know what I've done, but yeah. So I feel you. I feel you. And like I said, I've been puffing this, but again, I when I'm at work, I can't puff this all day.
No. I know what you mean, man. You can't be smoking at work. So.
Well, I can. I do.
Wow.
I've got the little vape pen, but I mean, I can't be doing it as often. Like, you know what I mean? I just can't be sitting there. Hot box in the store.
A hit here or there is one thing, but being able to actually medicate because you're in pain.
I said I can't box in the store, right? Like that would be something else.
No, you don't want to be doing that to them.
And my boss, she's so cute. Like today we got our order in, and there was this box of dog food. It's the fresh pet, but it's all the stuff that has to be refrigerated, right? And I went to her to go, Jen, I go, this has got to be refrigerated, this dog food. Where do you want me to put it? She goes, what? She totally made this
dog
mistake.
Food has to be refrigerated.
It's a fresh pet. So it's like fresh dog food. Like it's like
okay. All right.
Bag. You buy it at Safeway, you can buy it at Sobeys. Anyway.
Oh, it's okay. And it's brand name and it is fresh food. It's not.
Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah. So
is it raw or is it?
No, it's like little meatballs and it's got carrots and stuff in it. And so it's raw, yeah, but it's not like raw with a bone and all that. Like
That's what I mean, raw meat.
Yeah. Well, I fed my dogs that before too. You can buy that in cubes, but it's frozen. This is a little different. Anyways, So I ended up getting a case of fresh pet from my boss.
Oh.
I paid for it, but I paid like what I would have paid in the grocery store for those 6 bags would have been 3 times what I paid for this one. I paid $50 for 6 bags of this fresh pet, and it's usually like $30 a bag, right? Or $25 a bag. So I'm like,
Did I see you post some pictures of the deer back in your yard again? In your driveway
the video of them in the driveway, yeah, they come in, like my car is gone, and they're the shenanigans that they're in there. They're walking through the red room, and they were throwing the blanket around on the red room because I had a blanket laying on the chair. And then last night, Taven goes outside to put the garbage bin out, and there was a bag of like where I had like changed the chicken that I've got in the dining room and all her shavings and stuff and whatever in a bag. And he goes, something ripped the garbage apart. I said it would have been the damn deer because you left the door open because you have to close the outside door because it will come right in, like you've seen, right into the veranda. So I said they were out in the carport and you already had to take them off there. I said, and now they were out in the veranda chewing up the chicken poop. Like seriously. But they sprue this. There was everything all over the place, right?
Right.
Anyways, yeah,
So,
but they're gonna cull. We've got like almost 500 head of deer in our little town, right? Like, and it doesn't seem like a lot of deer, but it is a lot of
no,
deer
but
because
if you're right, they're coming right in town. But
they're in our
still,
town. This is 500 head. They're
if
town
you're in
deer.
town and they're coming into
Yeah,
your, they're into your house.
we live in the
Right.
mountains, right? Like, I mean, it's inevitable you're gonna get some wildlife wandering through. But
Well,
even
yeah,
as
you probably the town probably moved into their
we did,
territory originally, right? Yeah.
like we've had
They
fires
were
and
there first.
yeah, and the people are building out, right, because of the housing
Yeah.
issues. And we've had forest fires fairly close to us. So, but we also most of these deer have been born in town. They were never out. They've never lived in the forest. They're all town deer. They're born here. They eat garbage. They're like rats. Like that's how the town's
Oh,
looking at.
wow.
They're like rats. They're like a menace, right? They're scratching people's cars. They're beating up dogs. Like they're being fairly aggressive. Like you can't just
Mhm.
chase. Like that video I have of me and Ellen sitting in the backyard on our anniversary. And
Yeah.
we were eating hot dogs and they just come rolling in. Like, what you doing? What you eating? Like, and we're like, like, get out of here. They're just do. So they're, like I said, they're fairly invasive, right? And I love them.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. But apparently there's a contractor in town. Apparently that 500 is going to go down to 100 or something. And they plan on shooting them with
Oh,
silencers
in
at night.
town? In town?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a little risky?
They've apparently got these
Taking shots
professional
at them in
sniper guys
town?
that are, these professional guys that they're one shot and the one shot will, in the neck and it won't pass through the deer. Blah. They've got this great big fucking hurrah about it. So yes, it's very dangerous. I would think it's fairly dangerous, but
Yeah.
professionals and blah blah blah. They've tried calling them with traps. People find out where the traps are and the people destroy the traps. Right? Like
Oh, yeah.
we've got activists around that will go around and cut the snares, break down the traps. Like they just won't let, because they shoot them when they catch them in the traps too, right? But they shoot them like point blank. But they shoot them.
Oh.
But when they're in the trap, the meat's no good because they're then fighting and
Yeah.
thrashing in the adrenaline. So then the meat's tainted. They can't even use that meat for the food bank, right? Because it's
Right.
tainted.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Nice. CSP, how's
Well, it's been interesting, if nothing else. This last weekend, I went out Thursday night and handed out bags behind McDonald's because I had run into a few of them at where I was going to get cannabis for myself at the legal store, right? Because, like I
yeah.
said before, like the stuff I get isn't for me. It's for them,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, so I was, and then I ran into a couple of them, and I said, "So how, the girl was like, where have you been? Like, we've been waiting for you." I go, "Didn't you get your stuff last weekend?" She goes, "No." I said, "I sent bags out with blah blah." I said he was supposed to go and make sure you guys all got your
Yeah.
stuff. She goes, "No, we didn't get anything." I'm like, "You're kidding me." She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "I'm gonna run home quick." I said, "I'll meet you behind the McDonald's at 5 o'clock." I said, "I'll make sure you get some stuff," right? So I did. I raced home, packed. There was only 3 of them. I packed 5 bags because I thought just in case there's a couple extras, there's always a couple extra hanging around, right? So I packed 5 bags up and went down to where I was behind McDonald's where I was going to meet them, and was told that he was selling it. So that will never happen again.
No.
So when I went out there this last Saturday, I had a bunch of like stuff to go and whatever, and he didn't come out of his tent, but everybody else did. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm bound down to the bare bones again because. But I've got a volunteer that came with me. I had another lady that was going to come with me, but it snowed, and I didn't want her driving in from Wausau. So I just didn't. I just told her not to. No, don't you? I've got somebody in town that will go with me. So we went out there, and yeah, we served 30 people. Like it's the same 25, 30 people, right? And I still took RSO and stuff out for him, but I'm not going to go banging on his door. And he likely doesn't have to come see me because he's kept everything for himself or sold it. So he got 20 bags of weed and 20 bags of candy, and like I said to the one girl, I said, "Did you get your RSO?" She goes, "No." I said, "Really?" So yeah.
Well, when he comes out as 10, I guess you may get some answers.
Lessons learned, right?
That's
Well,
right.
the thing is, I've always said there's no conditions to this, no strings attached. What you do with it after it gets in your hands is your business, right? But he specifically got a ride here so he could make sure that everybody got their meds. Right?
Right.
And he's always been really good. And he was, like I said, the one that I made sure that I always got a little extra because I knew he was battling this and that. And I was really kind of heartbroken about that, but
Now the trust has been broken.
lesson learned, right? So anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so I'm back to begging. I'm off Friday, so I'm gonna go out to Dirty Darts on Friday. I haven't been out there for a month, and like I said, the last time I
Oh,
went out,
really?
no, because there's no point in going out because when I went out last time it was a month, and there was only
Yeah.
3 bags of candy sold, right? So
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't expect
You don't want to
buy
spend $20 in fuel to go pick up $6 or $10 or whatever it was.
right, and I didn't. I just gave them the money for cannabis
More
for
supplies. Yeah.
yeah. I just gonna that's what I told them. I'm just gonna give it back to you. I'm just gonna barter it back because I need stuff, and so it's a win-win for everybody, right? I'm getting them to sell it, and I'm buying it, and I'm giving them the money back anyway. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
so that way, but I figured like it's been a month, I guess, almost 3 weeks, I guess, since Alvin and I went out. It was at Christmas time, right?
Right.
So I figured I'd head out there on Friday and see where they're at. And because I had taken them out those 33 candies that I got sent that was supposed to be RSO.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just took them out and sold, like told them to sell them too because anyways, because my son had test drove them and he said they taste bad and they're not that great. And I'm like, okay, well, they can go somewhere else then. I'm not, like they're pointless. If they're not good, then I'm not. They're no good for them. Like that's who's my I hate to say that, but that's who's my taste tester. He's my because I don't do edibles, right? And it
Right.
helps him sleep and stuff. So I will get him to try them to tell me what they're what where So how are they? Oh, those were good. And he knows because he's again, you know, yeah. Anyways, he's
Yeah.
my taste tester.
Medical use. Medical use.
He's medical. It's all medical. The kid's got like so much medical issues. Like I could, there's just no hands down all medical, right? He's got
Mm.
probably either colitis or Crohn's. We go to the surgeon at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to do a consult. So
The
I'm gonna get him signed. I might as well get him the
wow.
paperwork.
Yeah.
Then he's
Yeah.
covered, right? And so am I.
Yeah. As we talked last week, Canon Expo
Yes.
2025 coming up in Toronto.
I'm excited.
Got any updates for us on
Well,
your journey to the big city of
it
the big
looks
folk
like
of Toronto?
I'm booking my flight on payday. And my daughter's likely going to come and stay with my brood. And I got a couch to surf and a ride from the airport. And you just sent me the link to buy a mic, so it looks like I'm coming.
Yeah, I did send you the link.
And the thing is, too, I put on my Facebook too. Like, I'd like to see a reunion, like all us OGs, because So and even Matt Myrna commented.
I saw that. I saw he posted about being there. It's funny, but Maddie Henning, he just liked the show. Just coincidence, Matt, right?
Yep. But yeah, Myrna said that he goes, oh, maybe. And then Nancy too. She was in Ottawa with us. She's in North Bay or Thunder Bay, kind of. She's north.
Who?
Her name's Nancy Lynn, but she she protested with us in Ottawa. She's a patient too. And then Loretta said that she was gonna, see if she could make it that way. I was trying to talk to Debbie Stout-Skiffen today to talk her into coming, but and who else said? Oh, Cindy Henrik. I mentioned to her.
Really?
And I'm gonna try and talk her and Dana to come. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, let's go meet in Toronto. Like, why not? Like, what better? Like, do you have plans? Like, I know
maybe Dana look at expanding.
I don't know. Throw it out there. Like I said, to anybody, like any of our geez, Kim Stockin I'll get to see because she's with Naomi. I'm gonna stay at Naomi. Yeah. So that's great. Yeah. Amber's gonna pick me up from the airport. Yay. Right. So I get to see her and Mike. Like I said, it's just I haven't been to Toronto
and it's I believe there is some type of shuttle that goes from the airport down to the Union Station.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know anything about it, so it's good that Amber and Mike can come and pick you up.
Yeah, Amber and Mike can pick me up. And then, like I said, last time I was in Toronto, the time before, me and Caleb and Rob Blair all took the subway from Naomi's because we stayed at Naomi's, right? and we took the was it like a bus, like a cable car kind of thing, and then
Streetcar.
yeah, streetcar, and then we took the streetcar to like a train type of thing. That we hopped on the train. The train took us to another shuttle area, and then we got taken to the airport. And Naomi and Chelsea just gave us directions. They just said, "Take this, do that, do that,"
Oh, okay.
and we found our way. Like I it was
Good. Yeah, I've never done it. I just
yeah, when I was in Vancouver, I landed, and where I fly in, I have to then take a bus from there to the main airport to in
mhm.
Vancouver, right? Because it's a smaller airport, like away from the main airport. And then
Yeah.
from there, I jumped on the whatever train, and Cindy picked me up at one of the train stations so that she didn't have to drive all the way out to the airport too. I don't expect people
Oh.
like I said to Naomi,
Oh.
I don't expect any special treatment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect any red carpets to be laid out. I don't need anything done. Just give me a corner of your couch and a pillow and a blanket, and I'm good. That's it.
Right.
I will take care of myself. I'm a big girl. Like, I don't need you to worry about me. Like, I appreciate the hospitality. Honestly, like,
Yeah. I'm just trying. I've been there. I'm just trying to think.
I got to sleep with Naomi the last time I was there. She goes, "I didn't even notice you're in my bed. You're so little." And I'm even smaller than I was last time I was there.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she just had to check with her roommates in the family to make sure it was okay. She was
Sure.
having a guest, and they all said, "Oh, yeah." So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's good.
it was that easy.
Yeah, and to get to the site, I believe you are a streetcar ride away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what she told us at the exhibition. She goes, "It's close enough that you can just take the streetcar." That's
correct. Yeah,
for her
that's
because
that
when
cable car.
I can take the cable car. So, but Kim drives, right? Kim Stockings.
Yeah,
So I'll probably just jump in with them. I'll give them gas money. I don't care. If not, I'll
right,
take the streetcar.
right. Yeah, yeah.
I said I'm easy. Like I said, I don't expect
Well, are
anything.
they going both days? Because like we're there. Well, you're not getting there till Thursday. I'm setting up on Thursday, so
I'll be there
uh,
Friday. Well, when I get there Thursday, I haven't booked my flight. So
right. Yeah. You may not get there till late Thursday, or you could
or
end up.
I could maybe like if it's cheaper to fly on Wednesday and then leave Monday. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm looking. Like I said, that's why for me, like it's a little longer stay than just like the
Right.
2 days.
Yeah. You want to be able to spend some time with some
Well,
people.
that too, but again, it's cheaper for me to fly if I extend the stay. Like if I only come for 3 days, it costs more money to fly home. Like it goes
No.
from being like $500 for 3 days down to $394 for the 4. So adding one more day to the trip brings my flight down by almost
Sure.
$200.
Yeah. It's not as if you're renting a hotel room or.
No, but
Anything.
I will bring snacks and
Yeah. Still need food.
yeah, like I said, and I will probably like I will always I know she doesn't drink, but I'll buy her a bouquet of flowers, whatever. I always like never
Whatever. Right?
I can't. I'm not like that. Like that's just
Yeah.
not.
No, that's good. And where was I going? Okay, we're from there. Where I have got of the Can Expo. Oh, see, I'm frozen. Come on.
So we've got a booth for the networks, like our two.
The booth is. I see. I'm frozen. I'm not even moving on the screen.
You're not moving. I can hear you, but you're frozen. Yes.
I know. I can't even. I can't even share the thing yet. So hopefully, I unfreeze.
You got some weather going on.
Um, hang
No,
on.
you're frozen now. You must have pleased the king.
Yeah, there I go. Okay. When I went to go share that, it froze up there. That was weird.
I froze up on my show on Monday a couple times too, but that
Did
we've
it?
got to talk it up to Melissa because they were having a good storm out in Nova Scotia, like a windstorm. When we were out,
Right, right. Yeah, we're expecting some snow.
she
Okay.
sent me a picture it had gone like right out of the ground right after we got off the air.
All right. I'll share this. This is the floor plan of the Can Expo.
Nice.
All right. So you can see here. There's the entrance over here. These booths are 5x10s. These bluish green ones are 10x10s. These greenish ones, they're 10 by 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 20 by 20 is a gray one, but you don't see any in this part.
Right.
There's only two gray ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the other end of it. You can see there's bathrooms over here. There's a stage here.
Yeah.
All right. And it's in the Queen Elizabeth building, as you can see right up there. More bathrooms and exit. The 5x10s up there. There's a stage there to the left. Food down here on the left-hand corner.
Oh, they're gonna have food right on site. That's awesome.
Yeah. And this says retailer business to business. Over up here, consumption zone. So it's outside. Wheel accessibility to the consumption zone as well.
That's great.
Okay.
That Naomi
Now,
mentioned last time she went that they didn't have great access for consumption.
in the other building, it was the actual way you went through the door, down the shipping hallway, out a door and down some stairs. But people did learn to use to go out another entrance, which had a ramp that vehicles would come in.
Oh,
You would come into the consumption lounge from a side entrance versus the main entrance.
oh, okay.
So this year, it's been improved.
Oh, good. I will let her
Yeah.
know that. I will let her know that.
Yeah.
But like I said, we don't get these events in my town. Like I'm in
No, yeah. Now, as far as where the 420 Pace is located, the our booth number presently, because booth numbers can change. Things sometimes have to be reorganized at the last minute. People get shuffled around. Okay, I've seen that from the treating yourself days and on. Okay. So presently, our booth number is right here. We are a scrambled 420.
nice.
We are number 402. So that gets us close to the bathrooms, right? Stage is straight ahead down to the stage. And we're only like 2 rows over from the consumption lounge. So we're in the middle. We're right in the middle.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
I'm just grateful we got a booth.
yes.
Right? Like I
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared where it was.
The no, yeah, it's a good looking spot, and we'll be.
That means that everybody's got to walk past us.
Well, it's yeah, we'll be at the end of the aisle is nice because you can the people going on the other aisle on the big aisle can still see you and stuff like that, right?
That is awesome.
Wellness zone. I can imagine a lot of people will be there, and like I said, we're on the main path towards the stage. You come in here, the entrance here, and then you turn left. Yeah.
Totally open to the general population. Anybody.
Yes, it's open to the general population. Tickets are presently available. If you go to canexpo.ca, you can purchase the tickets there. So what do you as far as what is happening there? This is unfortunately this is something that is not open to the public. Okay, this is only open to the retailers and the bud tenders, and it's the Can Expo sampling program. It says exclusively for bud tenders and retailers, featuring the launch of new products, sampling, and networking. So they can go up to the booths if they want. When they register with the expo, they indicate whether they're going to participate in the sampling, right? And then from what we saw last year, the people who participated. I think there's a small fee, like $20 or something for their ticket, for a sampling ticket. And that's normal on all the events. As far as anything that's holding the sampling, is this $20 fee. And they go around to those specific vendors and they pick up product, which they use then they consume, and that way they can share the knowledge of what they experienced. Whether it tasted good or how it burned or.
Well, yeah, because the general population comes in and asks, and
Yeah.
as far as I know, the reps can't leave samples. Nobody can leave samples. If the people that work behind the counter want to try it, they got to buy it.
Yeah. Now sampling will take place on both days, and in the past, some events have held it just on one day. Actually, I think the Can Expo might have done it just on one day. One of the years that we were there, and now that you see here, it says they're doing it in both days because it's held Friday and the Saturday. You got to have a can sell license and that. These are the people that were involved in it back in 2024 last year. These are the companies. Yeah, some pictures. Which one? So there's a sampling that is going on. And what else? Oh, yes. Got here the Campbellford Awards. These are not can't yet vote on anything yet. None of the nominees have been or the finalists have been been posted yet for anybody to do any voting. But the Campbellford Awards will be there next year or this year. I'm just trying to see if I see anybody that I recognize in these pictures.
In the crowd?
Yeah, in the crowd. I see 1, 2 that I recognize.
I don't see anybody. I don't think.
So, and then so they'll have for that these were I think it gets down to there we go. Can Influencer of the Year, Bud Tender of the Year, Community Leader and Educator of the Year. So if you're a bud tender and you're very popular with all your customers,
you get them. Yeah, for sure.
You can become Bud Tender of the Year, Community Leader, Educator of the Year. That would be stuff that things that we did too. Community Activists, Fan Favorite Content Series. So that would be somebody who's doing something on social media, and I would believe
nomination forms for people to be nominated, or how?
Well, content series, fan favorite. Could that be something like podcasting?
Right.
Yeah. So it's all content. So here, I'll click on it and see what it tells me. It just says fan favorite series. Yeah. Best product reviewer. So somebody who does a lot of posting on new products. Like we do a product review on the Hi Guys on Tuesday mornings.
Right.
Yeah, it's not for me. I even do my own, my stuff that I grew. And then like the last show we did, I did a review on my rosin that I pressed.
Well, I bought another bag of tweed.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I like this. It's like I said, it's tasty. Like this is decent. Tweed, yeah.
Best wellness advocate. So that would be somebody who's out there trying to educate people about cannabis. Right? Best home growing creator. So that would be maybe, I'm going to guess that's probably which then is could almost wonder that would go to content though as well, where they
Well,
do videos on their home grows. Maybe the education is busy. I don't know.
where
We'll have to wait till the descriptions come out. What's that?
what platform would they be using? Because you put anything on Instagram, you put anything on TikTok, it gets violations and comes down. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, I know they're on. I don't know if they're on TikTok, but they're on Instagram. I see.
TikTok.
I see it's break time already, so we'll
Yeah,
continue with this learning what else is happening there. I think I got one or two more subjects to go. So, all right, off to break we go. When we get back with this, as I mentioned, we'll continue talking about the Can Expo 2025 in Toronto. Weekend of March the 21st and 22nd is a Friday and Saturday. Talk to you shortly. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyndonega.
We have two lines of drinks. One is called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with. And then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. Hey, you're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live. And we're discussing before the break Can Expo 2025. That's coming to Toronto on March the 21st to the 22nd. And Pace is involved with 420 Radio as the 420 Pace. And we will be there bringing all kinds of content and interviews and talking to people what's going on, what's happening. We'll be visiting the consumption lounge and bringing seminars or any events going up on the stage. Will also be broadcasted live. So if you're out in BC like Tamara is and you can't get here, at least you can be there by video and watching it, right?
And watch me there.
Yeah, and watch you there. Exactly. Yes, exactly.
This will be my first trip back to Toronto in 10 years. So I am stoked to come. Yeah, it's been a long time. I've been wanting to come and kept saying I was coming and never made. I'm coming now. The unfortunate thing is,
and the weather, last year's weather, it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The event, the Friday, it snowed.
Oh, I don't do it.
And there was outside vendors in the consumption lounge.
Oh no.
Yeah. Some of them didn't stick around.
No doubt. Well, like I remember my trip to Ottawa in February, and I didn't dress properly for that anyway. And then the last time I was in Toronto, it was actually May or June. It was hotter than hell, and and it was humid. So I haven't experienced Toronto in the winter, but I've definitely been to Ottawa in the winter, so I absolutely know what to look forward to.
Right. Okay. Now, as far as
I hope
stuff that's happening, here's something you might want to check out: joint rolling competition.
Woohoo!
You can see the big mirror there in behind. So when you're in the idea behind that is that when you're in front of them, sitting in your chairs, that you can watch things through that mirror, because the table is, you can't see the table from the chairs, right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Sitting in the audience.
Is it fancy rolling joints, or how fast you can roll joints, or how many joints?
How good of a joint that you roll?
Oh, I'm not good at
that. I believe there was a time on it, but they judged it for everything, like as far as the quality of the joint, and they didn't smoke it.
And there's that guy,
but they, appearance wise, right?
Right. Like I said, and then there's Jordan. Is that his name, Jordan? Or what's his name? The one that can make dolls in joints. What's that guy's name?
Yeah. He makes. I know his. Unfortunately, his name's slipping me right now because you got me off guard.
That's why I said Jordan Aaron something. Well, I can't think of it. I can see his face and I can see his joints.
Yeah. So the joint rolling contest last year, we got up on the stage with our cameras, and we were able to get like a bird's eye view without bothering the people in the stands, or not in the stands, but in the audience, and be able to get right in there with their cameras while they were rolling the joint, so everybody could see it.
Well, as far as I can remember, you guys got a lot of content last year, and you were running.
We did. We got hours and hours. Yeah.
Now you're able to keep that content on StreamYard, right? And then you can go through and pull clips from that. Can you not? Of the live stuff. Like if you're live, like if we're on Facebook Live, can you not go back? Doesn't that download as a video? And then you can go back
on Facebook. I've never downloaded a video off of Facebook. Like, let's write it on my news feed or anything like that. No, I've never done it.
I'm thinking you can, and then you have clips of the content that we took. I'm gonna check that out, because that would be cool if we could actually save our lives. Because I know when you're live on TikTok, it saves your lives, and it takes you can take clips of it, right? And portions of that. I'm wondering if there's because we couldn't do it on TikTok, unfortunately, because of their anti-plant cannabis, whatever. But yeah, if we could find a way that it records the live while we're doing the live, and then you could take clips of that portion for promotions, like you do with all the other good stuff you put out.
Right. So there's the joint rolling. Little message there for joint rolling enthusiasts. Let's get ready for the showcase your skills. Right. Tickets are for sale now. As you can see, the date, the Queen Elizabeth building on the exhibition grounds. The GO train goes to the exhibition grounds. Or a streetcar can get to the exhibition grounds. The bus can get there. So it's really accessible for
Is the
public transit.
consumption lounge inside or outside?
Outside, nothing inside. That's against the laws. So you got a daily pass, 2-day pass, bartenders. You got daily competitions, purchase products. You got an outdoor consumption lounge. There's games and prizes. The vendors do the games. You could go to the vendors and do the games there, and you can win prizes from them.
Right.
Yeah, bartenders. So tickets. I'm just looking for the price of the ticket. I'm not seeing it here, but I'm gonna say it's probably $20, $20 or $25. It wouldn't be any more. So then you get those at canexpo.ca. That was it. And being that we're involved, and we'll be doing interviews with the exhibitors and the vendors and the speakers and stuff and the CEO of the event will be talking to them and doing interviews with them and releasing them so people can have a bit of an idea on who's all going to be there and learn about those companies and go check it out.
Right.
And what I have seen on the list are people who are legacy growers or former legacy growers, or however you want to say it, and so and it seems more of the craft market for any of those LPs. It's retail stores is what's there as well, so you get to see all the different companies. It's not from what I've seen, it's not a big dominated by the big companies. It's more of the smaller companies.
Well, the big companies probably couldn't be bothered because that's their arrogance, right? They were even like, remember even when we were doing TY, like some of the bigger, couldn't be bothered, right? Like we don't need to do that.
There's Bovita was there, and you could say that's a big company, but as far as the cannabis end of things, yeah.
Right. I know. I think everything's so strange because, like, even I was talking to a friend, and the whole thing with liquor licensing and cannabis being in the same building is becoming an issue.
Liquor license and cannabis being in the same building is being an issue?
Yep. So any venue that holds a liquor licensing can no longer have the two mixed unless it's like medical. Like it's not from the store legally, and if it's medical and it's something that we've grown or whatever ourselves, or it's coming from the illicit market, it's a problem because they could lose their liquor licensing.
Yeah, if it wasn't legal product.
Right.
That would be what it was like before legalization.
Before legalization, we could get away with it because there was nothing there.
Because you know the song, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right. Because like I said, we did the first cannabis cup.
You ask Allison about that song.
Right. Well, she knows.
It was because the song was based on an experience that she went through when she was there to watch Killing Time Band do some singing, and she went outside to medicate, and they wouldn't allow her back in.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. I remember talking. Yeah. I remember talking about that. But that's exactly it. And like I said, we did the first Kootenai Cup at a pub, but the second year we went to go do it, we weren't able to because legalization had come in, and we weren't able to have this and liquor, or they lose their liquor licensing, right? So now they're like, I don't know, it's to be ridiculous, but when especially the same entities are selling it, you know what I mean? Like you're getting your cannabis from the same ministry.
Well, the AGCO that looks after alcohol and cannabis.
Right. So you got the same
alcohol and gaming. That's the G.
Another thing. It's like they're all three under the same umbrella. Yet they can't all be under the same roof.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even in New Brunswick, where they have the mixed stores, cannabis is separated from the alcohol.
But they're in the same store, right?
You have the same front entrance, but they are separated inside. They're not mixed they're not mixed on the floor.
Oh.
You have to go through. I think you have to go through the alcohol end to get to the cannabis end. I could be wrong. There's something like that.
That makes absolutely no sense.
It could be Nova Scotia, because there's Cannabis NB, which is New Brunswick. So yeah, because I know that Cindy has mentioned it, and Glenn might have mentioned, but he's in New Brunswick. So, but talking about doing across the country here, being that you're heading over this way for Can Expo, I see that there's some research that's being done at the University of British Columbia. And they say it's going to create a way to quantify what constitutes a single serving of cannabis.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What is healing?
Yeah. The University of British Columbia.
This is a single serving of cannabis.
What's a single serving of cannabis? I don't know. They said the study says up to this point, efforts to standardize what is considered a dose of cannabis has focused on cannabinoid content without considering individuals' users' tolerance or the mode of consumption.
Right? Or their tolerance. Some people can handle way more than others.
Now, published in the Journal of Psychoactive Drugs in December, the study determined that 2 puffs on a joint, a pipe, or herbal or concentrate vaporizer are equivalent to 1 hit on a bong, a 5 milligram THC edible, and 1/4 dab of a concentrate.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
This is what they say. Yeah.
But are they saying that's like what milligram? Like, are they saying that's 1 dose? So your dose.
Basically, I would say a 5 milligram must be 1 dose, because they're saying a 5 milligram edible. I don't know.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Puffs on a joint. I guess there's probably a lot of questions, because a joint has different THC ratings, right? Because depending on
the size of the joint.
Yeah, and same with the dabs, right? But they do specify a 5 milligram THC edible, and there was 1,300 people who participated in the study. And they ranged in ages of 18 to 93. So
that's a fairly good study, then. I mean, there's the age range,
correct. That's really widespread, going all the way up to 93 years of age.
And to find a 93-year-old to participate, that's epic.
Yeah.
Yay, whoever did that, whoever the 93-year-old is, good for you. Woo,
yep.
Woo.
Now, it says all of them had a history of cannabis use, but researchers cautioned that the users had a lower tolerance, which could have differed from the experience of users with the higher tolerance. And I believe we might have already touched on that, or if we hadn't, we probably would have. And that was the fact that more, your tolerance levels, right?
Right. And how often people consume. Like, if you're a daily consumer,
correct.
Your tolerance, depending, like, I don't get, like I said, I don't get any euphoric anything out of anything anymore. It's just basically like takes a little of pain away, diverts this, like gives me a little bit of an appetite, and then at night, it helps me go to sleep. Like, I don't get high. Like, I don't even know what high feels like anymore.
Yeah. Now they say here that different cannabis consumption methods can produce varied psychoactive effects which makes it difficult to establish comparable doses across products. Now they say the ICE is the study, okay? Addresses this challenge by providing user-informed equivalencies grounded in psychoactive effects, offering a practical framework to help individuals make informed decisions and better manage their cannabis use.
So are they all given the same product, the same amount of product from the same provider, all at the same time?
Let me see. I'll let you know.
Like, for women, this is just putting this out there.
Yeah.
Hormones make a difference on what you're using.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on
it doesn't say
menopause, whether you're what
Yeah.
time, year, month, whatever. I'm saying, like, for some people use it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. Hormones. That's
Yeah,
what
but at least someone's trying to come up with a bit of a dose. But yeah, there's so many variables. People. We talked about that with Tim during his interview with him about the fact that without something being properly tested, how do you actually know what your starting product is when it comes to all this dosing?
Well, absolutely, and like I said too, like, for a lot of people, like, depending on their tolerance and everything, but even with pharmaceutical medication, everybody reacts to everything differently because our body chemistries are all different. Our body salts, our alkali levels, our pH levels. Like, there's so many different. Our cannabinoid, how, like, receptors are all different too. Like, so again, like, everybody reacts to it differently with cannabis, but never even your pharmaceutical. Like, depending on your alkali levels, your pH levels, your genetics. There's so many. That's just. I didn't really know that so much until I had Melissa on my show. And she kind of explained too about the cannabinoid levels and how everybody's cannabinoid receptors are different. I didn't know that either. So I learned something new on my show on Monday because she's really looked in depth to that kind of stuff because of dealing with WCB and having to explain to them why she needs cannabis as medicine and fight with them to get them to pay for her cannabis medicine, right?
Oh yeah, it'd be nice if they paid for their medicine. There's no
they
doubt about that.
They are now. She had to fight hard, and she's in an Airbnb. They've spent $100,000 on an Airbnb for her to stay in while they renovate her house.
Oh yeah,
her house because she's got these disabilities and all her medical issues from being hurt at work, being smashed in the head with a chair, right? So that's all led to everything else, and then the fact of them neglecting her issues for so long, it just made things progressively worse. So she's been fighting with them for years, but they are paying for her cannabis to a point. Like, they're not like, here's the carte blanche, buy whatever, whenever, right? It's WC. So.
What do we got here? Oh, 53. Still got a few more minutes. I'm just sending you a message. Now
I got that.
Okay, all right. There was some good news. You know where Belize? Do you know where Belize is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, a Canadian advocate, cannabis advocate, lives there that I know, and you know him as well.
Yeah.
And they say there that they have changed the laws where they are going to allow automatic expungements of your first offense. If you get busted and you get a fine for under $1,000, they will automatically erase it. You get like a like, what do you call that, a gimme?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You think of golf,
warning, like, this is your first warning.
Well, yeah. This is your first experience going through it, and
do it again, and we're gonna nail you.
Yeah. But it's something. I don't know what what it was like before that, and what they changed it from. It doesn't say.
Well, even in Mexico, you know how before Mexico was like, you couldn't get weed in Mexico?
Hmm.
Now it's apparently all drugs, small amounts are legal in Mexico. It's been like that for a while because I got a friend that lives down there now, and she's got
Yeah.
she phones him up and he just brings it right to her
I know
house.
they've had the medical end and
No,
their Supreme Court. This is more frustrating than the U.S. end of things. We're going to talk about the U.S. end of things after the break. But the Mexico Supreme Court, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they had told them that it might have been even sooner than that. It might have been 2017, where they said that cannabis was legal in their country.
hmm yeah,
And it just kept going on, and the lawmakers wouldn't actually come out with an actual law. It was just so frustrating. It was going from had to go like they have different levels. So like you get your House and your Senate. They have something else as well, some chiefs of something, and it just kept getting swatted back. And the courts were saying, "Hey, legalize it."
well, they're changing all that in Mexico now too. They're
Yeah.
throwing all the Supreme Court judges out, and now they're going to elect them.
Oh, they're gonna elect them now.
Yep, they're throwing all the old ones out. They're trying the new president is changing the law legislation. They have to be elected by everybody, right?
Right. This is the lady. This is the lady that's
Yep,
in charge there. Yeah,
yep,
okay.
yep. And some Mexicans are really not happy about it. Others are. Like the judges aren't happy about it because they're going to lose their jobs. But she feels it'll end corruption. So many of them are being paid off by a cartel, sitting in their seats because they were appointed by a politician that was being paid off by another cartel, right?
So would they be? They would be elected by the people.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's.
Could they be unelected by the people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Terms.
Yeah, whereas, like, I'm looking at it like Canada and the U.S. They're appointed.
No, I think they're electing them. I think there's terms. Like it'll be a term thing.
Term
But
thing.
something to do with corruption. They want to end corruption. Like I said, I don't think it's going to work because I think that way they've already had mayors and stuff in their elections being shot. There's been so much violence over elections in Mexico, right? So I don't really think it's a great idea. I think they should be appointed. But if the people that appointed them are corrupt and they're corrupt, then just weed out the corrupt ones and fucking charge them, put them in jail, and find somebody else. It's better.
Well, hopefully, she can clean things up and.
Well, I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to clean anything up.
I know it's a big job, right? So.
Well, I mean, with the cartels down there, like that's something that I wouldn't want to have to deal with as a leader of a country because they have towns and stuff down there that they pretty much run, and there's no way of turning those people against them in order for them to believe and trust the government.
Yeah, that happens in other countries as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's happening in Africa.
Well,
that's what happens when government.
Some of it is like we have social programs, where there's welfare or whatever.
What happens when governments
they don't get, those countries that don't have that type
of exactly, and the government's like leave them in poverty and the government's rich, and the people are rich, they're running the government, and their people are living in poverty. And then resistance comes in, they feed them, they clothe them, they give them hope, give them faith, and those people are going to follow that entity, whether it's resistance, whether it's a cartel, whether it's
they're helping the people, they're looking after the people, and the government hasn't. So
exactly, and that happens all over the world.
Yeah, exactly. All righty. Well, I see it's break time. Time for us to pay some bills. What's that?
It just means I got time for a doobie roll.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we'll see everybody in about I'm here. I gotta move the thing out of the way. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, you're watching Pace Radio Show. We're live, and I got some sad news coming out of Poland for patients. They say here that there was in 2023 there was 313 prescriptions for cannabis, and they said that patients grew for, they had 90,000 patients, and they say now, because they've made some changes, patients can no longer get their prescriptions from their doctors via the internet like what we're doing here. It has to be in person now instead of being done online, and that number dropped to 28,000. So
well, that'd be difficult because here's Canada promoting telehealth.
Yeah,
right? That's the thing. Like if you don't have doctors that are available in your area, so if you're getting a general, like if you're doing telehealth, I don't understand why anybody would. Maybe they're not. Maybe in Poland, you
Mhm.
can get a doctor readily. I don't know, but
Yeah.
here, with telehealth, that'd be impossible.
They had 80% of the patients got their license through the phone. 6.4% went in and did it by person. So
Well,
not very many. So you know what also happens? You know what also happens in there? They have drafted an amendment to the act which aims to prohibit the sale and advertising of hemp products instead of smoking or inhalation. So hemp products. Now, are they talking about cannabis products or are they talking about hemp products? It just says hemp. So
really?
yeah,
Why would I don't understand any of that. I
yeah.
would
Well,
understand how he was doing it, but
unless they're talking about the Delta 8 end of things, but
well, Delta 8 only if it's taken apart by itself is dangerous. If it's in the plant because it's in the cannabinoids there, of the whole plant itself,
they say
not
CBD oils, as long as they're not intended for smoking or inhalations, are exempt from the prohibition.
well, that's okay.
Yeah, and it is hemp. It is hemp. It's not cannabis. Yeah, yeah. So, but the medical license is dropping. The numbers drop that quickly because of the fact that they're no longer allowing the online prescriptions to be done.
Yeah, like I said, that
Yeah.
like if Canada tried pulling something like that, it'd be like, but we have telehealth. Like that doesn't make
We
any
have
sense.
telehealth, but I don't know. I've never seen. I don't know of anybody who's got a medical cannabis prescription through telehealth. I know a nurse practitioner can sign, and a doctor can sign, but a telehealth, you're talking with a doctor, right?
Right. Well, I'm not sure telehealth, but I mean, even Zoom. Like, I mean, the way we were doing it,
Well, the clinics do it.
right? Exactly.
Well,
So, like no different than telehealth.
yeah, Limestone City Hydroponics. They have a medical cannabis clinic that works
Right.
out of the store.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like I
and
said,
it's
that's
all done through his Skype call type setup, right?
exactly. So it's no different than telehealth. That's my point. Like,
Yeah.
really hard for anybody here to say that that was something that we couldn't do because they expect us to use telehealth because we don't have doctors in our areas because we're lacking in doctors as it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be something that, like I said, if they tried putting that in Canada, that'd be something that we could fight because lots of us don't have doctors. We're using telehealth. How else are we supposed to get
Right.
it, right? And I wonder if they're
Yeah.
doing the same thing there. Like, do they have access to doctors in person, or is it just cannabis? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that I don't know. Maybe with our telehealth, they just don't offer that service. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
Like, I mean,
Either
does Poland have
being
that
that they're
many?
not a regular patient. No, well, they're not even with the clinics. They're not a regular patient. Like as far as a doctor that they go see every 3 months or every 6 months. Like I
They
see my
tried
specialist, a few times a year. So.
pulling that. Remember, they had these clinics that you had to take a urine test to get a licensing signed.
Oh
And all
yeah,
this.
yeah. To make sure that you weren't doing a bunch of opiates because of
Yeah,
over
and then
consume or over consuming or whether you're doing cocaine.
or whatever. They're
Yeah,
being
whatever. Exactly.
like, I'm not going to piss in a cup, and I'm not going to come back to you every 3 months to get my license signed because they'd only sign it for 3 months, right? Rather than just signing it to
Yeah,
make you
some
have.
of them did.
But it basically was like a cash grab because every time you come back
Yeah,
in, you got to pay, right? Like,
yeah, and some only allowed you to deal with certain. You only deal with certain places too, right?
yeah, I don't know what the hell, but there's somebody tried pulling that here. I remember that.
Oh yeah. So,
Yeah.
as no, I saved this to the end of the show for a reason. Uh, so we got 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes left. As we know, south of the border, down in the U.S., they have a new president, a new administration. New administration means that you get new DEA heads, you get new, EPA, you get new attorney generals. You get all new.
Order czars.
Right. Okay.
They're
Now,
good people.
here's a headline for you, right? And it says here that Trump's new DEA had blamed cannabis for school shootings and claimed rescheduling push was politically motivated. So other news they blame the cannabis on school shootings. So what's that tell you about the chances of cannabis being rescheduled when they thought that was a politically motivated, so they were against that. Now, that doesn't sound promising to me. They are the new. This person is a new intern leader. So I don't know if it's permanent, but right now it's just an intern leader. As it says, previously linked cannabis use to school shootings and repeatedly insisted that the administration hijacked the rescheduling process. Well, I can tell you the DEA has been against the rescheduling because we were reporting on that in the news. And this new person, they are a retired agent. They worked for 28 years in the DEA.
Oh my God.
So they've got at least they've got experience within the DEA, right?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, this is a disaster.
Yeah, and this is as I'm going to emphasize again, intern, because it does say they don't know if this person is going to receive the nomination. So, let's see what else it says here.
Those people down there just had two huge drug busts from.
He suggested this. He suggested that in 2022, obsessive pot smoking is associated with school shooters.
Oh, okay. The school shooters are 6.
For all the irresponsible politicians trying to get votes by legalizing cannabis, maybe it's time to understand the, in caps, negative impacts from smoking this crap.
Maybe they should smoke some of this crap. Maybe it wouldn't be so fucking.
And he's been critical against the rescheduling, as I've already mentioned. Okay. So, it's not sounding promising.
It just gets worse and worse every day.
And during the campaign trail, he did say
how many he has hit like every fucking aspect of everybody's life in 2 days. Like every aspect.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Now, as far as the Attorney General pick, which was, I believe it was Pam Bondi.
Yeah, she's already in.
Yeah. Now, as far as her, the headline says the Attorney General refuses to say where she stands on cannabis rescheduling or federal enforcement priorities. Just so you know, a judge has issued a stay or something on the scheduling because, right? So
here's the thing about Pam Bondi.
Now
she's a definite Trump loyalist, but she's also a lawyer and she's also declared an oath to the Constitution. I honestly don't think that she would. If he did something illegal, she's going to stop him. I think she's probably the only checkpoint they actually fucking got is her.
Yeah.
To be fair, the only check stop they've got.
So following her confirmation, she responded to a series of written questions, for the record, not asked, and that focused on cannabis. And for each of the 4 questions, she offered the same exclusive one-sentence reframe. If confirmed, I will give the matter careful consideration after consulting with appropriate department officials. So that's all that's all she would say.
Well, that's because she's not educated and she's not gonna, go.
It's too bad.
Gonna fall into it, right?
Yeah.
But she's a Florida. Like, she was Attorney General in Florida, so she knows the job. She's been an Attorney General before. So
in Florida, correct.
In Florida. So, like I said, if there's only one stopping checkpoint that Trump might have, it might be her. But everybody else is. She's a loyalist too. But I mean, she's a lawyer, and she said that she's a lawyer first, and she has already, declared an oath.
Yeah.
So
here's appears to be one of the questions. If you are confirmed as Attorney General, how will the Department of Justice, under your leadership, approach enforcement of federal cannabis laws? How will the independence of states to regulate cannabis factor into your decisions? And all she would say is, if confirmed, I will give the matter careful consideration.
She's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you support cannabis, placing cannabis in Schedule 3? If so, will you work to finalize rescheduling? If not, please explain. Do you support efforts to align federal and state cannabis laws? And all she responds with was, if confirmed, I will give the matter careful consideration.
I take the fifth.
Oh, yeah. So things are really up in the air to see what happens. Anyways, the two of them don't sound promising, but they are, like you say, loyalists. So, and if he's not lying, he says he wants to legalize it. So,
well, I mean, like I said,
but he also I gotta put a caveat in there, legalizing it as by state rights, not versus.
Well, he's given the states the right to jurisdiction.
Not blanket federal legalization. The state end of things leaves too much nastiness still to get in there.
Well, the only one
still serve long jail sentences, and this shouldn't do that. People shouldn't be serving time in jail for a few joints.
No, they absolutely shouldn't. And that's the unfortunate thing, because there are. But again, their jails are full. We got states that are already legal anyway. So what are they going to do?
They got a private prison system too, right? So they make money.
Exactly. But again, so the states that are legal, what are they going to do with them? All of a sudden, the feds are going to re-regulate cannabis or not, and then all those states that are already got state legalization. And
one of those questions had to do about the states, and she still came out about the same response.
Right.
I'll have to review everything and give it.
Yeah, like everybody rolling back all their state laws.
Well, yeah, she may decide that she wants to go after them, but something tells me she'll just leave it as is state laws, because that's what Trump wants.
And have the Supreme Court repeal all of them, like they did with our.
Right? Yeah, you just never know. So
you know what I mean?
It's a whole new world, so we'll find out, as time goes along. So.
Well, Florida got snow, so that means hell did freeze over.
Yeah, well, hey, I saw pictures of the crocodiles and alligators in the snow.
And they were saying, "Oh, it's not going to snow in Florida," and then it floated.
Well, I did a interview, yesterday at dinner time, actually, for a new content provider on the Pace Radio Network, and that's Time for Hemp. And I did an interview with Casper and Al, and with our guest. And our guest was in Florida. They were in the Panhandle.
Oh no!
Which is in the Gulf.
And that's where they got snow.
And that's what he says. It's snowing here. And I said, "Well, where are you?" I said, "Are you at the north end?" And he says, "No, I'm on."
No, that's the tip of the peninsula. Yeah.
Like, holy smokes.
Well, they had said that it was going to get pretty low, but they said that it would miss Florida. Because I was watching on Al Jazeera last night. They were talking about this snow spot going all through Texas, and it was going to hit all through, Carolinas, but it was going to miss Florida. Florida wasn't going to get it. But they also said it was 30 degrees in the Yukon yesterday.
What?
It was 30 above in the Yukon yesterday, in the Northwest Territories. 30 above, like 30 degrees, not minus. 30 degrees.
I gotta look that up.
No, I haven't looked it up. So maybe, but that's what I was told, that it was 30 degrees in the Yukon.
Wow. Wow. Oh, I gotta tell you, I needed you to pick a picture of yourself, and I need you to send it to me. Or actually, I'll add you to the thread, and you can see here. We will get Can Expo passes, but we're making our own passes as well.
Okay, for press passes.
All right. So you go. I'll need you to. I'll add you into the group thread.
It's only -5 right now.
Well, yeah. What's that?
-5 in Whitehorse.
Is
Maybe
it?
it wasn't 30 yet, but it's only -5 in Whitehorse.
Well,
And
only
you just
-5. It's colder than that here.
It's colder than that here. It's like
Yeah.
-22. But yeah, so I'm trying to go back. My computer's frozen. That's why I can't come back because of stupid computer.
Yeah. Well, it's warmer now than it was this morning. Like it was feeling like -35 this morning.
But yeah, it was like that must have been wrong that it was 30 degrees there yesterday, because it's -5 today. But still, it was like 6 -4 -1 on Sunday in the Yukon. So it's like ridiculously warm for that. Like that's warm for up there.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous. And it's like, and even here, like I think it's like, well, it's -11 in Toronto, -3 in Calgary, it's 3 degrees in Vancouver, it's -14 in Halifax, it's -12 in Montreal. And so I mean, but the weather's all wonky, and everybody's like, I don't know what's going on. I said, oh, climate change is a hoax, don't you know? Like, and that's what I just throw at them. I don't know what's going on. This weather's so weird. I go, climate change is a hoax. And I just down there.
And it snowed in the Panhandle in Florida, so.
And Texas and all across the southern states. Like, hello. Yeah, it's -10 here.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be -3 tomorrow. And we've been doing that wonky +5, -10 for a while too, right? So.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So.
Let's hope it's not. Maybe
Yeah,
with any.
I should mention. What's I should mention. I you hear me at as we go to the commercial breaks when we start. I mentioned 420pace.ca. That website there, people can go and see all of our programming, our combined programming with 420 radio. And I'm just gonna bring up the page. The page.
The 420 radio. I was with 420 radio at one time too. So were you?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a family reunion, or just kind of combining back everything together.
Right. Yeah. And so everything goes there, and it's easy to find our videos. Everything is right there on the page. I'm bringing it up right there. There we go. Wrong tab. There we go. 420 Pace Project. It's got the links to our websites, how to contact us, and our socials. Some pictures there. Oh, look at that. Hey.
That's weird.
Wave to yourself.
I'm waving. Why am I not waving back? I got one side.
Well, because there's going to be a bit of delay. There's a bit of delay on, right? There, you can see there.
Yep. We're waving down.
Come across. You'll see us. Okay, you're going to see me wave here shortly. So this gives you a bit of an idea of the delay. Okay, and now here I come. I should be waving.
I am now. Yep, here we go.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm over on this. Yeah, over on the side. So there's the scheduling and the blog, and then here's our latest videos. See, the mushy moment from yesterday is there. You can see the High Kai podcast from Tuesday, our news show, re-rolled Saturdays there, and it just goes on and on.
That's awesome.
Oops.
I like
jumped right on me.
I like the backdrop.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's the news. So the past shows all are all right there. Easy to find, right on the main page. Bingo. There you go. So when I mentioned, when I mentioned, I clicked on the wrong button. When I mentioned 420 pace, that's the page. Pretty simple, and you find all the latest broadcasts are there, and it updates automatically. So, and as it shows there, our live broadcasts are there, right? You can see us now going. I'm not bringing it up on the screen, but I can tell you that in the video, I'm going through a lot of stuff. So, all right, I gotta close that off. But yeah,
Right on.
there you go.
Well, it gives us like so many more like platforms and abilities, right? Like to get
combined,
right?
Yeah, we have on Sunday is the Veterans Action Council. On Monday is Pace News, the Psychedelics Cannabis Educational News. You're on Monday. Tuesday is the High Guys in the morning, and the Mushy Moment comes on in the afternoon. Wednesday is you and me here at the Pace Radio Show. Following us is the Newbie and the Doobie. Thursday is Psychedelics Cannabis Educational News comes on. Friday is the 420 Radio Show. Saturday is the re-rolled Saturday, which is everything that was been played throughout the week. And I still have to come up with the time and day for our latest broadcast for the Pace Network, and that is the Time for Hemp broadcast. So I'm looking at.
I'm happy to see that being revived, because that's an OG, right? Like that's an OG. Casper and you, like that's OG.
Yeah, Casper. His origins, to give you an idea, Casper worked with Jack Herrera.
Yep.
And he has got, I believe it's 1990 or 1991 video footage. He says he's the first, I believe that's the way. I'm not so paraphrasing here. First video show on cannabis. He was involved in a study in California or somewhere in some cannabis as well. But you go to his website, timeforhemp.news, and it's the number 4, not the word 4. And you'll see some really old footage. And he's been playing with AI.
Oh,
and yeah, he's got... he's taken you can go to his website and you can see this. I'm not saying it's not public yet. And he's taken a Jack Herrera picture and a Jack Herrera interview or something, some audio of Jack Herrera, and with the AI, and you see Jack talking and saying what's coming. It's really that's really odd to see. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with AI. It'll be like you can bring people that are gone back.
Yeah. Right? Well, it's sitting there. He says, all I did was take a picture. I took the audio and I did this thing, and you see Jack's mouth move.
Oh yeah, because it just replicates everything. It just learns it. That, like it's like a little ant that gets onto a thing, goes and everything that's in our brain, and then that goes. It's incredible.
It's
scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. Like he could, create, because he's been doing this. He's been doing this obviously longer than me. 1990 stuff. Like this is back in basically over 30 years ago that he's been doing all this, 35 years. So
Ultimately, he can program that program to all the information that he knows that Jack knew, and basically do a whole show with just Jack with an AI.
yeah, yeah. Like I took one of his audio shows, and I put pictures to it, and I was able to take pictures, and I put them when that person was talking, their picture was showing. And then he started coming up playing with the AI stuff because he's radio, right? And he's switching over to the video end of things, like I did, and Al did, right? So
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
yeah. Well, the technology is there, makes it so it can be done, right?
Technology's moving faster than we are. That's the same.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. All righty. Well, I see it's the bottom of the hour.
It is.
And,
I gotta go.
And yeah, got some stuff to do. It's that time of the day. So, but tomorrow morning, don't forget, anybody who's tuned in, all Thursday mornings, Psychedelics Campus Educational News. Got us 10 o'clock. YouTube, Facebook, websites. We're there, right? And Tamara?
I will be live Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern or Mountain Standard Time, noon Eastern Standard Time, and I will probably be on with Daryl Fay again. He was going to be on, and he's from zerohigh.ca. And send money. CSP Cranbrook needs it. TamaraLee3@gmail.com.
All right, sounds good. Other than that, thanks to our sponsors, Legacy420.com. Don't forget, Legacy420 is for sale. Give them a buzz at Legacy420.com. Just go to the website. Phone number is there. Or just send them a message and say, hey, I want to know about Legacy420 and what's for sale. They've got a list. It's all there for them. Anybody who's serious, I'm sure you can look at it and see what all is available. So, Limestone City Hydroponics.ca, Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, as well as At-Eze.ca. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, into the program, and thank you, and good night. We will see you next week. Bye-bye. Let's share PACE everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.